Brandon McCurdy.
Daniel Frank.
Stephen Frank.
People are categorized in many different ways. One way people are categorized is if they're a morning person or not. If you ever raised a teenager, you would know that most do not like waking up in the morning. So I would like to push a later school start time. In this speech, we'll go over the benefits, the possible downfalls, and the real life outcomes. First, there are many benefits to a later school start time. A later school start time can improve academics. Students at a school with an 8:37 a.m. start time slept about 1 hour more, were more likely to stay awake during school, and had better grades than students at schools with a 7:15 a.m. start time, according to Psychology Today. Also, Education Next says that with a 55-minute delay in school start times, grades increase 4.5%. Schools have a later start time can also result in less teen car accidents. A 15-minute delay in school start time causes a huge decrease in late night teen accident of approximately 23%, according to contemporary economic policies. Children's safety should be number one priority of adults. If we can keep kids safe by moving back the start time of school, then why wouldn't we do it? Later school start times can also lead to decrease in tardiness. Education Next says the number of students marked tardy in Simpsonville High School has declined noticeably since the later school start time. These little changes can also improve teen schedules. Early bedtime seems to be a constant battle that parents have with their kids. There is a reason for this. Contemporary economic policies says that teens have a biological clock that has night owl sleep patterns. This is important because it can prevent chronic sleep deprivation. Next, even though everything we have heard so far seems like plenty of good reasons to change the school start time, there are some downfalls. This later school start time may be a result in less time after school. Some schools that have implemented the later school start time have students complaining about not having time after school for jobs, according to Education Next. Although this is a reasonable complaint, it does not mean that it is not good idea. This new schedule can also interfere with parents' work schedules. Some parents have a work schedule that is set so they can pick kids up and drop them off. This later start time could mess their schedules up. According to Psychology Today, some parents may have trouble handling the changes in transportation and their work schedule. Finally, there are already some real-life outcomes of later school start times. There was a study done in Seattle where start times were moved from 7:50 to 8:45, which results in students sleeping an average of 34 minutes longer, and grades increasing according to Education Next. Also, St. Paul schools tested an 8:30 start time, which resulted in a high number of students on the honor roll and better participation in school clubs and activities, according to Education Next. Now that we have talked about all the real-life benefits and the possible downfalls to students having a later school start time, I would like your support to help me introduce a later school start time over nationwide.